Hello and welcome to Loon Lovers Live, where we are chatting with fans of the Game Changers series and the upcoming Heated Rivalry TV show. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Anne, and today we are meeting with Marco to talk about his experience with the books and the show.
Hey,
So, so Marco is a new Heated Rivalry fan, and he's actually the reason that Loon Lovers exist. He and I do a lot of buddy reads together, and when he was talking about reading Heated Rivalry, I actually ended up turning it into a group read, and that was the first time that Loon Lovers came up. So thank you, Marco.
you are very welcome. Happy to be part of that very inaugural group read and everything. And it kicked off
Yeah.
so many other reads, so it's pretty awesome. So many.
Yes. Tell us where we can find you on social media.
So of course on my Bookstagram at Marco Polo Reads, and I use the same handle everywhere. So I also utilize Goodreads, and then Fable. I use those three the most. And again, same handle.
And where are you from?
I am from Texas, from San Antonio specifically, but yeah, way, way down here.
When did you first read Heated Rivalry?
So I actually looked at the day, and like we were kind of talking about earlier to about how all this started here. February 4th of this year, to be exact, is when I first read it. And then literally the rest is history because I've then read the entire series. But I know there's the whole talk about, do you read them in order, read them out of order, right? Kind of discussion that I've been part of many, many times. But so technically I read it, I guess, out of order, right? Because I read this Heated Rivalry first, but knowing me, I went back and read Game Changers, and then I just picked up with book three and read the rest in order. Which I recommend doing it in order for the record.
And what do the books mean to you?
Um, They mean a lot, I think, because like I just said, that was, I kind of read the whole series kind of back to back, if you will. Although I did wait on reading the long game just because I was not wanting it to end. But this was kind of my intro into Melma romance, thanks to Jordan. So though that whole series just kind of holds a special place just because it's literally what helped me branch off to so many other authors and stories and whatnot. So it means a lot. I love the variety of different characters amongst the series, and just all the stories are just so good in their own way, and just how they all intertwine. So Rachel did some really great writing there with the entire series.
Do you have a favorite character in the book or the series?
Yes. So it's kind of interesting because when I first started it, I was not a fan of Ilya. And I think I even messaged you, Jordan. I was like, yo, how am I like this is the love interest? Like what? And I was wrong. I was wrong. I own it. As I read through the entire series, and obviously these two books in particular, right? But as I read through them and got to see more of his character, I think his character arc and just development are the best. Because I think when you can go from not liking a character, right? And not that I hated him, right, before I get canceled or anything, but I just wasn't the biggest fan. And to see where he ends up and his story and his evolution, it just totally changed my perspective. So he for sure is my favorite, and I actually have his shirt too. The Rosanov is on the back for the record.
Wait, are we all wearing Rosanov shirts today?
Are we? I
Are
have
Yes.
we?
a parent shirt too, but I have the Rosanov one down here.
Nice. How about a favorite moment in the books?
In the books, gosh. I mean, I for sure like all the ones that, we all like, right? Those momentous occasions, the like the cottage scenes, right? All of that. But like the ones that kind of have always stuck out to me, I believe it's in the long game, if I'm not mistaken. But there's a scene where, gosh, it's escaping my mind right now, but I think they're at a club, or maybe they're at like watching Fabian perform something along those lines. And you know how they just couldn't obviously grab each other or anything, right? Shane does like a heart or something on the back of Ilya's back to kind of like still have that connection, right? And then they kind of, I believe, I'm probably saying this totally wrong, but I believe like Shane or Ilya puts each other's hand like puts their hand on the back of, the other guy. So that is a favorite scene, but then also the scenes I always think about are the airplane scenes, right? Both from both perspectives that we end up getting, right? And then it always gives me chills with, when Shane realizes when he gets those messages and what have you, and he realizes, oh my God, right?
Yeah.
This could have been something totally different, right? So I would say those are the things that really stick out to me, along with all of our other favorite scenes and whatnot. So
So I feel like Marco is my kindred spirit because my first ever fan art that I drew is the heart on the back scene.
Oh,
really,
First ever.
that is such an underrated scene. Like that
Yes.
is so good.
I don't
Yeah.
see
And
anybody talk about that
no
one.
one ever talks about it. Yeah,
That's
I
the
think
first
Rachel
thing.
even mentioned it at some point. Like I forget about that scene, and that's so
Yeah.
good. That's a
And
good Marco.
it's a good one. And my tattoo is from what Ilya writes to him on the plane. So, Marco, you and I, kindred spirit.
Listen, we're besties now. Besties. I gotta see that your
Oh,
art that
perfect.
you
The
did
tattoo
for
is
the
so
heart.
good.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
so
send it to you.
Okay, yeah, send it to me.
Yeah, it's
Check it
online.
out. Okay.
good. What's your favorite part of the trailer?
Okay, so there was I like the scene where it's them, I guess like when they're first meeting, right? And they're outside the what is it,
The
the
hockey
gym or the hockey cap, thank you.
Yeah.
And Shane's all, oh my God, hi, like, and Shane's just like whatever, right? Or Ilya's like whatever. Um, I like that. I liked the little when they're like touching each other's feet, right? That in the I guess the conference or whatever, like, and then I really liked the and I didn't catch this at first. So somebody else called it out, and I was like, Marco, how did you miss this? But how they recreated the cover in like that one scene that, where they're
doing it.
facing
The
off
face
against each
off.
other.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. I was like, that was not in the trailer. And then I went back and saw it. I was like, okay, that was wrong. But yeah, those are the ones that I like the most for sure.
What are you looking forward to seeing in the show?
I really want to see like the tension, right? Because I feel like that's what really makes a lot of these books is just the tension and leading up to everything and just like the whole, they're feeling these things and want to act on these impulses or even it's just like a simple touch or whatever. It's more than a touch, right? So just that whole build up in tension, that's what I'm really looking forward to seeing. But obviously I want to all the everything that we've read, right? I want to see every little nuance and detail in there and catch those little things. But yeah, I my what I really want to look for is to make sure that it can also capture all that tension and build up and everything. That to me was one of my favorite things.
Okay, now it is time for some rapid fire questions.
Oh gosh.
They're new ones this time, so keep
Yeah.
you on your toes. Um, First up, cottage or penthouse?
Oh, cottage for sure. Cottage.
Hotel or hookup building in the plateau?
Oh, I'm gonna say hotel.
Okay.
Real or fake candles?
Real.
Tuna melts or burgers?
Oh my God. I feel like this one's rigged because I haven't had a tuna meal. So I feel like this one's specifically for me. So I want to have to go burgers only because I have never had a tuna melt.
Okay.
So I can't give an
Oh,
honest answer on that one. But I'll
okay,
try it. I'll try it.
you're gonna try it. Um, French or Russian?
I'm gonna have to go. Oh gosh, this isn't hard. I know it's not meant to be, but let's do Russian.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Thank you so much, Marco, for joining us, and check back soon
Yeah,
for more Heated Rivalry love on Loon Lovers Live.
of course. Thank you.